So imagine you're a solo parent trying to run a high-stakes startup.
Okay. Sounds stressful enough.
Right. But now imagine your spouse is thousands of miles away, your neighborhood is actively under military siege, and inflation is so bad, your money is practically worthless.
Wow. Yeah, that is a whole different level of stress.
Exactly. And this wasn't just some theoretical stress test. This was Abigail Adams's daily reality.
It really was.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a huge stack of primary sources and letters to uncover her true role, not just as a political spouse, but really as the ultimate home front manager.
Because she essentially sustained her family and, honestly, by extension, the new nation.
Absolutely.
And, well, to understand the massive financial empire she eventually built, you really have to look at the pressure cooker she started in.
Right, because while John Adams was off at the Continental Congress, like comfortably debating liberty in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Abigail was literally dodging cannon fire. I mean, she was single-handedly raising 5 children alone, navigating these incredibly dangerous wartime conditions.
She even mourned the loss of 2 infants, right? Susanna and a stillborn daughter.
All without her husband.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Just running a New England farm in the middle of an active war zone.
I read she actually took young John Quincy up to Penn's Hill just to watch the Battle of Bunker Hill happen.
Yeah.
The contrast is just wild. Like, the revolution wasn't some abstract philosophical debate for her. It was a daily, visceral fight for survival.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she was literally wiping dysentery off the floors. And that's a disease that actually killed her own mother.
Oh, man, that is so tragic.
It is. And on top of that, she's orchestrating this terrifying ordeal of inoculating her whole family against smallpox.
Right. So logistically, how is she even feeding everyone? With British ships blockading the harbors, there were severe food shortages.
Yeah, the inflation was just crushing.
She wrote to John that a dollar wasn't even worth a quarter of what it was 2 years prior. Well, and because John was an ocean away, any advice he sent was hopelessly outdated by the time it reached her. So out of pure necessity, she just took total control.
She had to.
She hired farm workers, managed the crops, and basically took over the entire family supply chain to survive that inflation.
So she noticed that because the British blockades wiped out local goods, the imported European pins and handkerchiefs that John would occasionally send, those were effectively an alternative currency.
Yes, exactly. She didn't just use them, she sold them locally at a massive premium.
But wait, that creates a huge problem for her, right?
How do you mean?
Because she was living under coverture laws. So married women had zero legal financial identity. They couldn't own property. They couldn't sign contracts in their own name.
Right, yeah.
So if she suddenly has this pile of cash, how does she actually buy land or invest it without getting caught?
Well, she bypassed the legal system completely. She used a male proxy.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, she enlisted John's uncle, Cotton Tufts, to act as her agent. And through him, she executed all these transactions. She was essentially running an 18th century arbitrage operation.
Wow.
She took those illiquid assets, the European goods, converted them into liquid cash, and then started buying up distressed Vermont land when prices were super low.
Which was completely against John's direct instructions,
Yeah.
right? He told her to avoid it.
Oh, totally. She completely ignored him.
Wait, I need to stop you there, though, because I saw in the letters she was also aggressively speculating in government bonds.
She was.
But if the government was brand new and fighting a war against the British Empire, wasn't buying their debt basically throwing money into a fire? Like, why take that massive risk?
Yeah, so to be clear, buying a federal certificate back then, it wasn't like buying a safe U.S. Treasury bond today.
Right.
She was basically buying the IOUs of a rebel army. If Washington loses the war, those certificates are just worthless paper.
Unbelievable.
And John told her to stick to farming. He believed land was the quote-unquote virtuous investment. But Abigail saw something he completely missed.
Which was?
She realized land was highly taxed and incredibly difficult to actually sell during wartime.
Oh, I see. So she essentially bet her family's entire financial future on the Continental Army winning the war.
She did.
Yeah.
And that incredible appetite for risk totally paid off. She secured 24% annual returns on those federal certificates.
24%, that is a hedge fund level return.
Exactly. By the end of it, she turned what she called her pocket money into a portfolio of $5,000, which is roughly $386,000 today.
That is amazing.
Yeah. By securing their financial independence, she literally funded John's ability to pursue public service without ruining the family.
So think about the logistical hurdles you handled daily. Now imagine managing a wartime supply chain, a farm, and a family's entire financial survival, all without legal rights.
It's incredible.
Abigail's resilience is just a masterclass in making the most of the hand you are dealt.
Her actions behind the scenes were, they were just as critical to the survival of the Republic as any of the political debates happening in Congress.
Exactly. We endlessly study the Founding Fathers' political documents. But if we really want to understand how the American Revolution was actually sustained and funded at the household level, shouldn't schools be teaching the financial ledgers of the Founding Mothers?
That is a great point.
It's definitely something for you to mull over the next time your own daily operations feel like they're under siege.